Hey there, in today's video, I'm going to talk about running the Dublin Marathon with Sports Tours International. I'm making this video because as of 2025, I'm an ambassador for Sports Tours International. Dublin is my hometown marathon, and I thought I'd make a video showing you why you might like to run it with Sports Tours International. For some caveats, I haven't been paid to make this video. I'm free to say what I want. As an ambassador to Sports Tours International, I get discounts to certain events and I get guaranteed entry. As always, make of that what you will. I live in Dublin, Ireland. I've run all over Dublin. I love running in Dublin. I've run 18 marathons, but I've never run the Dublin Marathon. I have run the entire course for the purposes of making this video. I've run it many times, but in the last couple of weeks, I ran the first half 1 week and the second half another week. I made a previous video about why you might want to run the Dublin Marathon. I linked that at the end and in the description. And largely things haven't changed. The course changed slightly, but largely you could watch that. You'll see a lot of the various things. The Dublin Marathon is apparently the 4th largest marathon in Europe. It's capped at 22,500 runners. Like Boston, there's logistical reasons why they can't make it any bigger. It sells out really fast. I've tried and failed to win the lottery in the past. People tell me the support on the course is supposed to be fantastic, and from what I saw filming this year, it was. I'll show images of this year's race, the start to finish, and some other bits at the end of this video. Sports Tours International can only sell packages to Dublin to residents outside of the Republic of Ireland. There, that's my excuse for not running it this year. Sorted. But I am actually running the Athens Authentic Marathon in 2025 in about a week and a half with Sports Tours International. Sports Tours International are an international travel company set up by Irishman and marathon runner Vince Regan. They've been operating for over 50 years. They organize events with running, cycling, and the La Santa Club, where you can go for training in Spain. What's included in the Sports Tours International package? Well, guaranteed entry, the most valuable thing. 2, 3, or 4 night packages, as far as I know, in the hotel. You breakfast and an early breakfast on race day, always handy. Drinks on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Ireland. A 5K shakeout run, a pre-race briefing, an event itinerary, and guaranteed representatives on hand in the hotel. Sports Tours International offered one hotel in Dublin, the Hyatt Centric in the Liberties. It's a hotel in Dublin. I didn't stay there. Might be a bit suspicious if I had. But they have a 9.0 rating on booking.com. I went to all the drinks events just to be thorough, get this video right. And I met some great people. When you go on tours, you do meet lots of great people. And they were a lot of fun. All 3 nights were a lot of fun. The hotels that Sports Tours International book are usually upscale. The one I stayed in Tokyo had a Rolls-Royce dealership in the basement. I didn't stay in the Hyatt Centric Hotel, but all the common areas looked really nice and the bar staff were very attentive. I looked at rates. They seem to vary from 269, including breakfast, to 429, depending on the weekend. But yeah, marathon weekends in any city are going to be very high, and the typical cost seems, for this hotel, including breakfast, seems to be about 429 at that time of the year. The Dublin Marathon is a looped course. The start and finish are in close proximity. They're not exactly the same. It's in the southern city centre of Dublin. The hotel is 1.2 kilometres or 0.75 miles from the start, which is beside Hartigan's pub. If you want to travel back to the 1970s, go drink in Hartigan's pub. It's 2.4 kilometres, 1.5 miles to the finish near the Pepper Canister Church, which is really beautiful. It's 3.6 kilometres, 2.25 miles from the Expo at the RDS. The hotel is inside the large loop, which makes for spectating and getting around between places much easier if you're not doing the running. I went on the Shakeout Run. I think we turned up at 8:30 in the hotel. I ran to the hotel and then ran from the hotel to the Expo. It was slightly longer than 5K. It was a really good route. It was a beautiful morning. We ran by St. Stephen's Green and up to the start line towards the sun. We ran along the canals and down to Sandymount Strand, made famous in Ulysses. We went through Stanleymount Village and then back to the Expo. It was a really good way of avoiding the crowds and seeing lots of parts of Dublin. And yeah, I thought it was a very well judged run on roads are run on all the time. Sandyman Strand, particular favourite. This year's Expo was in the side halls of the Royal Dublin Society, the RDS. I think it's a fantastic location. The fact that I live 15 minutes away walk is neither here nor there, but I think it's a great central location, and it's on the route of the marathon itself, which I think it's always good to see some of the route. There had been a plan earlier in the year to move it to Swords, which I don't know, it just seemed to be a disastrous plan to me. They then decided to come back to the RDS, hence they couldn't get the main hall because it had been booked by a tattoo convention. My suggestion is to ink in the date for the RDS main hall next year, suggesting to the organisers. It was really easy to pick up a bib, which is the only essential part of our marathon expo. And the expo is open to everybody. I go most years and I find it great, except I felt very sad for all of the smaller organisations, because apart from picking up the bib, it was awkward to work your way around. So hopefully they'll change that for next year. Back to the way it was. I went to the briefing with Sports Tours International. They sent you a document beforehand. I found in Tokyo, which I went with Sports Tours International, a lot of people asked questions that were in the document. They clearly hadn't read it. Everybody in Dublin seemed to have, and all the questions were really straightforward. Sports Tours International described the course as flat. I wouldn't. When I made my previous video about the course, I described it as hilly. Now I'll show a course profile. When you look on Strava, it looks like you're running up and down the north face of the Eiger. It's not that bad, but it is, I think, hilly. One of those hills is about 7.1% when you come out of Chapel going up towards Ballyfermot. It certainly felt 7.1% the other day, but I think at best it can be described as undulating. So have a look at the course profile before you run it, so you don't get any hilly surprises. I'll show footage of the race. The start line and the finish line have changed. The start line has changed slightly for the worse, in my opinion. It's more crowded, harder to spectate, and the finish line has massively improved on Mount Street. It's really a super finish line. You come past the Pepper Canister Church. It's very beautiful from the other direction, but you come by it and it's long and wide and it's carpeted. Race day was wet in Dublin. The race starts at 8:45. I filmed all 4 waves as they started. And then I did exactly what I did the last time in 2023. I wanted to start, you see all the clothes that are discarded. I'm really pleased that there's so many volunteers who come around to take the clothes and they go to recycling and to various charity shops. But I picked up my second Berlin Marathon poncho, discarded on the ground. It was never going to get sold in a charity shop, so I picked one of those up. I did exactly the same in 2023, and then I also picked up one from Boston, and I'm going to wear one or other of those in Athens in the morning and then leave them behind, and hopefully they'll enjoy a journey around various other marathons. I watched the wheelchair athlete
winner here, race number 144, 148. That's exactly what we thought. Well done, Sean. Good to see you here again. Previous winner of the Irish Life Dublin Marathon and Sean Frame, our 2025 first finisher and our wheelchair champion for this year. So well done, Sean.
Then I watched the men's winner. Then the women's winner. And then I made my way across to the wet course to watch all of the other people coming by and soaking in the atmosphere. These pictures are all taken about a mile from the finish line. Although the rain looks unappealing, most people I knew set personal records according to Strava. They say men elite run best at 4 degrees centigrade, non-elite at 6 degrees centigrade, and women best at 10 degrees. So although the conditions mightn't be nice for walking around in, and certainly not nice for filming, they're pretty decent for running it. The 2026 race lottery for Dublin goes live at 7 a.m. on Wednesday the 12th of November. It will sell out probably long before Monday the 17th of November when the closing time is. And it's irishlifedublinmarathon.ie and sportstoursinternational.ie.co.uk, .fr and .com will have guaranteed entry tickets on sale. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you'd hit the like button. As always, there'll be lots of stuff in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions you put into the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, and some other videos there. Thanks for watching. Until Dublin 2026, which I will be running, I hope, just keep running along.